Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Friday, the 21st of May, comes to you from London. And quite a bit of red on the screen. The energy mix has recovered quite strongly. Crude oil, though, a bit of a worry, which we'll take a look at the end of this session. First of all, looking at the dollar, we are flatlining along this 90 points level on the dollar index. This is my long-term, medium-term and short-term view of the market, weekly, daily and 60-minute charts with the corresponding point and figure charts. And we're just waiting for new lows to activate this downside target. But this low that we saw back in January is starting to come back under pressure now that we're below the cloud, and we've got a downside target some 5% lower to 85. So dollar weakness is very much a theme. That means the euro is strong above 122 against the dollar, nudging what was that high in January, so looking strong on all three time frames. Sterling sitting at 141.82. The target's still 146 here, so we are expecting to move to that direction, and longer term 150. So strong sterling, weak dollar. Sterling against the euro sitting at 116 this morning. Has been relatively flat against the euro for the last few months, but still is above the cloud on the long and medium term charts. So sterling strength is very much the theme. Bitcoin is back below $40,000 this morning, so it's just struggling to hold that level. We are seeing a possible move back above the cloud, but we do have these downside targets hanging over us. We need really to move back above, say, 41,000 to activate this 49,000 target, so that's quite key. But there's a lot of nervousness in crypto at the moment. The S&P 500 index was up 1% yesterday, looking pretty strong, and the Nasdaq also recovering. So we're seeing the futures today up slightly. The Nasdaq future is up 0.25%, so looking like we will open higher in the US, and the VIX volatility is falling as a result. The fear index is lower, but we are seeing here that it is back below the cloud on the short term, sitting at around 20. That was, of course, a high level a year ago, or just over a year ago, but ever since it's actually quite low. Looking at the FTSE future, we're down 0.25% this morning. The DAX cash market in Germany is up 0.2%, and the CAC 40 is up 0.33%. Japan was up 0.5% overnight, so that's looking a little bit better. Still struggling short term to come back through the cloud. And if we look at Shanghai, we were down 0.5% there. So Chinese stocks are quite subdued this past few weeks. Looking at the Sensex, we're up 1.3%, so that was a strong showing there. And the Aussie market crept just a little bit higher. US, if you look at some of the commodities here, we've got wheat down slightly, and corn still down, having had an amazing run over the last few months. We are just pulling back. Gold, 1877, just edging higher all the time, so that's looking better. Holding on to bullish on all three time frames. We do have a little mini downside target, but the upside targets rule at the moment in that uptrend. And if we look at 10-year yields, sitting at 1.62%, just coming back a little bit. So looking at the German Bund, we've been talking about this 170 level as being critical, and we are still just below that level, despite a little bit of a recovery above the short-term cloud there. Looking at the energy mix, we've got, if we look at Brent crude, first of all, we are just falling below that trend there, so that's quite key. We're seeing that lower move there, so and we've got downside targets to $62, so it looks like crude oil will fall lower. US nat gas sitting at just under $3, so we are seeing here a little bit of a fall away there, so short-term bearish as well. Taking a look at coal, we're sitting at 79.25, so we've recovered quite strongly there on coal, looking like we're still in trend on the medium term and coming back on the short-term chart. Emissions, of course, has been a real key there, and we're seeing that pushing back above that sort of 53 level at the moment, so quite key there. We've got an upside target to 56.40, not yet activated. Keep an eye on your 1 minute charts. Taking a look at gas prices, we're up 3% this morning on MBP. TTF is much the same, so pushing higher there, recovering, and German power is actually higher as well, and we've got targets back to 67, 67.50, so getting back towards that €70 mark. That's it for today. Until Monday, have a great weekend. Happy charting. See you then.